Hello and welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Jodessy. So I have a topic. It's gonna be really controversial. Like, I already know that it's controversial, but I'm gonna let y'all know that I'm gonna speak my truth. Don't be mad that I'm speaking my truth, but trans rights is not a part of feminism. It is not another umbrella of feminism. Stop trying to equate the two things. I even wrote a checklist to make sure I get everything I want to say out. Whew, my stomach is doing jumps because I already know the comment section about to be killing. But I'ma just say it. Don't be mad. We could have a discussion, an educated discussion. You could try to change my mind. But I wrote a whole checklist, boom. So my version of feminism does not include trans rights, and I'll let you know why. Now, women created feminism, and feminism was created due to women's issues. Now, women's issues include, you know, having menstrual cycles, right? That, you know, that fear, that that feeling of having everything and every concern you've ever had be equated to you being on your period, or you being irrational because you have a hormonal imbalance because of that menstrual cycle, you know, that you're seen as more irrational. The fact that you were trained from young to be obedient. The fact that you were trained for young to be apologetic and to be ladylike and to be told what is for you and what is not for you, and what is okay for you to do and what is not okay for you to do. The fact that there are pay gaps because the gender you mark down on your on your things. The fear of rape, and I know the fear of rape is, it could be with men too, like, you know, it could be men, trans, everybody can fall on the umbrella of rape, but only women, assigned at birth women, because that can include, because hold on, it doesn't include trans women, but it does include trans men. Look at this, look at this, look at this. Because if you were born a woman, you understand? Or if you're born a girl, because nobody's born a woman. But the feeling of you getting raped or something happening, and now you have to worry about being pregnant. Can't relate. These are things that cannot be related. You know, having something as simple as a yeast infection, it doesn't translate. The fact that your body seems limited, the fact that your body is storing water and retaining fat and at alarming rates, you know, because I'm chunky, so I guess alarming rates. Never having your virginity determine your worth. It's not something that you deal with. Never being 8, 9, 10 years old and having a group of grown men sit there and comment on your body because you're just now spurting a little titty or something and feeling uncomfortable. You know, it never happened. And you know what? I understand that there's always going to be exceptions to the rule. I understand that. I definitely understand that. There's going to be exceptions to every rule. You could say all black people have dark skin, and guess what? The albinos are going to say, excuse you, ma'am, calm down. You're going to say all black people have brown eyes, and there's going to be a bunch of people that say, excuse you, ma'am, calm down. Like, it's always going to be an exception to a rule. It doesn't negate the fact that for the most part, right? For the most part, that's what we're speaking about. Never experiencing a miscarriage or never experiencing having a miscarriage. Do you guys even know how common that is? Never having the fear of telling your boss that you're pregnant and hoping that it doesn't determine or like negatively impact your work, where all of a sudden you're no longer good enough for X, Y, and Z because they can't say it's because you're pregnant. It's not like, these are some of the things that bond us as women, and some of the things that we fear, and that we needed a platform to speak on for women. Like, you know, for women, for women's rights, blah, blah, blah. Whew. All right, sorry. And the idea of having pain associated with beauty. Now, from a young age, my mom would say, "Pour souffrir pour être belle," and that means it hurts to be beautiful. Pretty hurts. Beyonce said it. That is never told to boys. It's never, yeah, you want this, I don't even know what they be doing. You want this lineup? You gotta sit there for 6 hours and be in pain. Oh, the curling iron burnt you, but you gotta keep going. Like, you wanna be cute, right? You wanna be beautiful, right? Oh, let me show you how to wax. Let me show you. It's a lot, and it's for women. And that's something that is sort of imposed on us from young, when our hair is being pulled and plucked into different styles and whatever. It's not something that we decided that we wanted to do at 12, 14, 16, 25, 50, whatever age that trans men to women do. So it's a lot different. But I do believe that women-only spaces should include trans women. Like, that is completely different, because there is still a safety issue there. If someone identifies as a woman, is presenting as a woman, why would you ever let them into a bathroom or a space that is for men? That is still not safe. I would not feel comfortable with a trans woman in the bathroom having to disrobe in a locker room or pull down their pants in a bathroom around a bunch of men. Like, no, that's just like absolutely disgusting. You will not do that in front of men, just like I wouldn't be comfortable going in no bathroom in front of men pulling out. No, number one, you don't need to see what I got. And number two, you don't need to you're not taking advantage of me. No. Like, no, it's a safety issue. They should not be forced to use the male bathroom. No, I don't care if you're pre-op, post-op, no. If you are a woman and you present as woman, yes, you need to be able to use the bathroom where you feel most comfortable, because at the end of the day, it's about comfortable and safety. And you know what? The people that know safety is women. We know safety best of all. All right. Now, one of my major issues with this whole thing, and my major issue with this whole putting transgender women rights and trying to put it with feminism and just women's rights and blah 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 blah. It is insensitive to the trans community. And I know you guys think my video is insensitive to the trans community. Fine. But I'm going to tell you why this is insensitive to the trans community. Trying to equate transgender rights with feminist rights. It's because the only reason you're trying to do that is because you understand feminist rights. That's it. It's because you understand it. So because you don't feel like giving them the floor, the space, the opportunity to explain what trans rights would include, you want to now couple it in with something you already understand to make it easier for you. Not for them, not for us, but for you. Unacceptable. Completely unacceptable. That is offensive. They experience things that women never have to go through. Ever. I'm sorry, nobody ever has sit there and tried to grab my vagina to check if it was there. No, sorry. Nobody has ever. They just, assume I have one, assume it's in working condition. Nobody does that. My life expectancy, yes, I'm black, is honestly, I feel like sometimes a little bit longer, but because I'm a black woman. But my life expectancy is not 40, 50 years old. And that's life expectancy that comes with being transgender. It's two different things. You cannot sit there and put us all into a category the same exact way that a light-skinned woman's experience is going to be different than my experience. The same way that I could have a twin brother, same DNA, same mom, same dad, and his experience as a black man in America will be completely different than my experience as a black woman in America. And I would need to advocate, this is what it's like to be a black woman, and he would need to advocate, this is what it's like to be a black guy, and it needs to be different. It needs to be different. We need to hear both perspectives, because I thought I knew what it was to be a black person in America, but I didn't. I knew what it was like to be a black woman in America, and it wasn't until I gave a black man an opportunity to speak on what it's like to be a black man in America did I realize that there was a difference. So I'm not gonna sit here and let someone sit there and tell me, oh, it's trans, since they're a trans woman, they're a woman and now that's feminist. No, it's not. It's trans women's rights. It's trans men's rights. It's transgender people's rights. And that's the fact that you already putting trans women and trans men together, that's all the coupling they need. You've already coupled them too much, because they still live two different experiences. Where trans men are more accepted than trans women, two completely different experiences. When people are dying for being trans, 9 times out of 10, that's a trans woman dying. That is not a trans man dying. It's not. It's not. And there you go. You cannot couple them. These are two different experiences. And what people do need, because trust me, this gets me mad every time, and it gets me mad for every topic, like everything. It gets me mad for black people and Spanish people, whatever. Trans women do not need you to speak for them. Trans men do not need you to speak for them. Black people do not need you to speak for them. Spanish people do not need you to speak for them. Asian people do not need you to speak for them. Asexual people do not need you to speak for them. People that have miscarriages do not need you to speak for them. Nobody needs you to speak for them. Like, stop speaking for people. People that have gone, the refugees don't need you to speak to them. People who've gone through trauma, been kidnapped, been raped, they don't need people to speak for them. What they need is an open space to feel comfortable in order to advocate for themselves and understand that you're going to listen to them. Because when you're speaking for something that you didn't go through, you're telling somebody else's story. And you're taking on the emotions of that story. And I understand you can feel empathy for somebody, but you didn't go through it. So now to regurgitate that story on a national platform and pretend that you understand the pain, the hurt, you don't. You don't. You should not be sitting there and schooling people. And sometimes the people that are speaking the loudest are the people that don't look like the cause they are speaking for. Instead of you speaking on this national platform, why don't you go ahead and grab me, someone that looks like the person whose issue we're speaking about. Go ahead and grab me. I'm sure there are plenty of transgender women, plenty of transgender men that want to tell their story. I know damn well for sure there are plenty of black people ready to tell their story. And then when you do it, the same way you would check credentials, I don't want you to pull, and I've been seeing it a lot, any black person off the street and just be like, yeah, Black Lives Matter supporter, oh yeah. Any transgender off the street, oh yeah, Trans Lives Matter supporter, blah, blah, blah. No. Pick the best of the best, the cream of the crop. Let me see the credentials. Pick that Columbia graduate, because there are transgender Columbia graduates, Princeton graduates, Harvard graduates, CUNY graduates, Brooklyn College graduates. I need to see the cream of the crop discussing issues that affect them. I hate when you're choosing somebody that like is uneducated to now speak for a whole group of people. No, I want somebody that researched it. I want somebody that sits there and they tell me, and they're not just basing it on their experience, and they've actually, had work in the community, have spoken to plenty of people just like them, and know stories that they can tell, and use it as a platform. Use yourself as a platform to now allow these voices to be heard, rather than you speaking for the platform, because you ain't got nothing to do with the platform. You platform sympathizer. Thank you so much for the sympathy, but that's not what trans women need. That's not what trans men need. That's not what black people need. That's not what anybody needs. Everybody has a voice. And I know there's always an exception to the rule. What if the person is mute? Excuse me, sign language. And then you have an interpreter. And you check the interpreter, make sure she know what she's doing. Hello. And you get their story out. Why can't you let people tell their own stories? I'm tired of hearing other people tell me what other people are going through. So where that person? You have a camera phone, record them saying it. You could blur their face. But come on, if they don't feel comfortable. But come on, it's time. It's 2019. We're about to be in 2020. I need y'all to see nice and clear with the 2020 vision. And understand that people need the floor, the space, and to feel safe to communicate their own stories. I shouldn't have to tell my story. You shouldn't have to tell your story through somebody else's face because you'll know it will be heard. That's ridiculous. So comment down below. I'm glad if you listen to me all the way to the end, then you know what, you're a real one, and thank you. You probably will be helping me swat flies in the comments where people are sitting there and telling me that I'm X, Y, and Z and I'm crazy. But let you know, that's what I think. You guys want to have an educated discussion down below. We can have an educated discussion. If you're trans and you were offended by this video, I'm so sorry. I do not mean to offend. That is not my intention at all. So I'll leave the apology. Hopefully the apology is all you need. But if it's not, I don't know what else I can do, because that's just how I feel. If you feel like you can change my mind, that's definitely welcome in the comments. I'm welcome to being educated. I'm welcome to be in school. I work at a school. I like school. You can school me if you want to. We'll just leave it at that. But thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I try to keep it real on this channel. And that's just it.